this one. Okay, is it a notch or a hole? It's a notch. This one over here is a hole. So this would be the supraorbital foramen, and this one would be the supraorbital notch. Okay, now, looking in the eyeball, okay, there's your superior orbital fissure. What hole is that? What's the only two things that are going into your eye? Superior orbital fissure and optic. So now it's a foramen, true? And the optic nerve is going to fit into, well, that was my next question. What nerve goes through the optic foramen? Very good. Okay, then you have the superior orbital fissure and the inferior orbital. That's what you get. Now, name this plate. 1, 2, 3. Okay, they're all orbital plates. Okay, this is the orbital plate of the ethmoid bone. This is the orbital plate of the frontal bone. This is the orbital plate of the zygomatic bone. It's just in the orbit, and it's a smooth surface where your eyeball fits in. Just a side note, is in woodpeckers, when they're hitting the telephone poles, you know, making that, if you get hit that hard, you detach your retina. And so what happens is they have a great big fat pad. The eyeball of the woodpecker has a great big fat pad. So do you in the back. So when it hits, when it hits your eye, the fat will absorb that shock. So that's why they can hit it and they don't get detached retinas, which is sort of interesting. If I wanted to study something, I would study the bird eye. It's really fantastic. When you think about these hawks that are flying high and they can see a little mouse down there, and they have two fovea inside there, and they can switch fovea and stuff like that. And then the owl, birds have 12 bones in their eye, and so when they're looking, it's like this. That's why you see the owl will turn like this, because and you notice their eyes have moved to the front. So owls and hawks and stuff, they're like us, but they have these 12 bones, so they put like binoculars in there. So, but that's when, like you're looking through binoculars, you don't see as much of the field, but what you see down there is really, really sharp. So, really interesting stuff. Bird anatomy is really interesting. Anyway, matter of fact, I was watching, listening to PBS yesterday, and they were doing horses, and what they're doing is they're going to diagnose horse problems, joint problems by sound. And they're listening to this veterinarian. What she's doing is she's listening to the sound, and she can tell by the wavelengths that are kicking off from the horse whether, she said, well, that horse is dragging his rear foot, and they can so they've analyzed all these sounds that are coming from the horse's feet, and they can tell what the problem is with the horse. There's too much weight on this side, too much weight on the other side. Really pretty interesting stuff. And that's what research is. It's fun to study all that stuff. I think we're only doing research down in, some nice country. Study fungi. You want to be a mycologist. Nobody knows anything about mycology, right? But you study mycology, and then where's all the fungus grown besides the big picket? Okay, down in South America, it's moist and everything, so you need to take at least 2 or 3 trips a year down to Costa Rica and all these. That's my thinking too. Okay, so I got, what's this one here? Chin, but it's a foramen, true? Yes. So that's the chin hole, below the eye, above the eye, true? So how many do you have in the front? 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then on the outside of the eye, outside of the head? On the side of the head, you have, that's a good one of the eye right there. See that fissure? See the superior orbital fissure there, foramen, optic foramen, and the inferior orbital fissure? What bone? Okay. All right. Now let me go down to the mandible, and I want to work on that for just a minute, and then we'll come back and pick up some of the others. But the mandible is another good one to look at the different processes and stuff. But everything, the adjectives on here is all going to be mandible, right? Okay? Then we're going to look at the process. The noun is going to be the process, true? Okay, so this is an articulating surface, true? And so it's on the mandible? Okay, so is it a head, facet, or a condyle? Now sometimes you'll hear it called the head of the mandible. But really, because that does look like a neck, so you could go there. But we're going to call it the mandibular condyle, and this one's important to us as dentistry, because of the TM joints, right? The temporal mandibular joints where it's fitting up inside. Okay? So some of you grind your teeth and whatever. Dentists are real expensive, but please don't lose your teeth if you can help. Make sure you do your gums, because you do not need to lose it, because your mandible and maxilla will reabsorb, and you and so people that have I've had my friends when in high school had their teeth pulled at 16. I've told you that before. But you do not want to lose your teeth. Make sure you get your gums and around your gum lines and stuff, and get that plaque and stuff off of them. I was so poor that I didn't have good health care, dental care when I was growing up, and we ate lots of candy. Not good. And we didn't have fluoride toothpaste. And so I think I told you the other day when I went to the dentist, he fluoridated in my teeth. Maybe it's just making more money. I don't know, but the latest thing is for older people that they're putting fluoride back on and makes their teeth harder and stuff like that. So you're not going to lose it because your calcium fluoride, and the break the bond between calcium and fluoride is impossible for bacteria to do. Calcium carbonate is what causes dental decay. So now that your teeth are hard because you have fluoride in your water, if y'all are drinking bottled water, and you can buy it, I see it at Walmart with fluoride in it. So if you're not happy with the water supply with Dallas, so Dallas is fine. But if you're not happy with it, don't just drink plain water. Make sure you get some fluoride in it. If you got kids and stuff, make sure their teeth are nice and hard. Okay. Okay, now, this is a mandibular condyle, true? What's the name of this right here? What does it look like to you? The notch, it's on the mandible, so it's going to be called a mandibular notch. This is a raven's beak. You just have to memorize that, right? Okay, so that's going to be called a coronoid. What did I say? This is going to be called the coronoid, right? Process of the mandible, and because mandible has a N in it, ulna has an N in it, so it's coronoid process. So the ulna coronoid process of the mandible, but on the scapula it is called a coronoid because scapula has a C in it. That's how you remember it. Okay, now this one here is a hole on the mandible, so it's going to be called a mandibular foramen. And then the meatus is coming down through here is going to be called the mandibular meatus. We're not going to see it. And then it's going to come out here at that chin, and you already know this hole because we learned it from the front. True. So this is the mental foramen. Now this is the lingula, and I don't think I've given you that yet. See that little tongue sticking up there? Usually there'll be a little tongue sticking up over that hole, and that's called the lingula, just from the lingual, like bilingual, and that's the name of that process. So that's one you'll have to learn. The other one is, what is this right here? What's the structure? It is a fossa. True? So this is a fossa. And so we got one here and we got one there. Okay? So this is going to be the sublingual fossa, and this one's going to be the submandibular. And the one that's the hardest one is this mylohyoid line. Okay, these are your molar teeth, and molar means, the word for molar is mylo. So mylohyoid line is the line next to the molars that are going to grind your food. Okay? Now, since they're grinding your food, what do you need to supply to make your food? What do you got to do to your food in your mouth? Moisten it and lubricate it, true? So what you're going to do is you're going to have a sublingual gland here, and you're going to have a submandibular gland, and what fossa do they lie in?
The sublingual fossa and the submandibular fossa?
Yeah. What's the name of the gland? Sublingual and submandibular glands that are going to. So the sublingual is very mucousy. So that's going to make your food slip and slide. And they're right underneath your tongue, right? They're not. They're on this fossa, but they're right up. They're coming up. There's a bunch of holes right on the side of your tongue. And then this one here, the submandibular one, which is sort of cute. It comes up here, and some people can make them squirt.
Yeah.
And you'll see people that can squirt just like a snake. They don't tell you that most of the time. It's not something that comes up in the conversation. That, hey, I can do that.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's
Cool.
talking to
I
me.
got some guys in here that can do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, you get sort of weird when you become an anatomist. I'm telling you, it's bad. People think you're looking at them for other reasons, and that's good, that's normal.
Right.
What we're looking at them for is a whole different realm of things. So, but sometimes it's hard to explain what you're thinking about. Okay, now this is the ramus, this is the body, true, of the mandible. So this is the body, this is the ramus up here, and this is the angle of the jaw. Okay, so corpus, what's another? Ramus means branch, and then another name for corpus is body, and then this is the angle of the jaw. So I got 100? Oh, I know one. What's this? Mental protuberance. What's a little bump?
Tubercle.
Mental tubercle. Okay. So you have mental protuberance, mental tubercle, and mental foramen, and the name of the muscle is mentalis. Okay, we're getting there. Feel good? We're looking at 100, right?